Hi, my name's Greer Larson, and I'm going to be doing Chapter 4, which is Customer Behavior. So for my question, I decided to do question number 3, which is gather a selection of hospitality and travel advertisements. Which factors have been used in these ads to attract customer attention? How effectively have these factors been used? What could have been done to improve the impact of these ads on customer perceptions? So first of all, I decided to define customer behavior. So customer behavior is the way customers select, use, and behave both before and after they have purchased hospitality services. So if you are in marketing, you need to know how customer behavior works, and you need to know that in order to create a successful marketing campaign. So there are actually two influencing factors within customer behavior. One of them is personal, which obviously relates to you yourself, and then there's also interpersonal, which is your relationships and how you communicate with other people. So within personal is obviously your needs, your wants, your motivations, pretty self-explanatory. Perception is, an ad appeals to your 5 senses. Learning is, you want an ad that will get customers' attention and help them to learn what you want them to learn about what you're advertising, whether it's a hotel, a destination, a transportation service, anything like that. Personality is trying to advertise to as many people as possible. Obviously, everyone has their own personalities, but you want to kind of try to hit on as general of an advertisement towards people's personalities as you can. Lifestyle is also kind of self-explanatory. It's our activities, the way we live, our opinions, anything like that. And then self-concept is, how we see ourselves, how we think other people see us, where we want to be, where we are right now, kind of that kind of stuff. And then interpersonal is, cultures and subcultures. So a lot of people purchase hospitality services because they want to experience new cultures, immerse themselves in new cultures, stuff like that. Reference groups are the people that kind of those relationships that with people that tell you about places or hotels, airlines, etc. Within reference groups, there's actually two types of reference groups, I guess. There's the primary and secondary. Your primary reference group is going to be like your friends and family, and then your secondary reference group is kind of going to be like church, if you go to church, work, if you belong to a country club, it's a country club, stuff like that. Opinion leaders social classes or socioeconomic classes, pretty self-explanatory. And then opinion leaders are the people that are trendsetters in this area, so the people who kind of purchase these hospitality services first and then tell other people about them. And then the family is your family. An interesting aspect of the family is what the book calls the family life cycle, which is basically where your hospitality service purchasing changes throughout your life. So, when you're a newlywed, your purchasing is going to be different than when you're retired or when you have kids and stuff like that. So, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a really good way to kind of explain the personal side of things. It can be translated pretty well into the travel/hospitality industry. So it's kind of what advertisements can use to be successful. So physiological needs kind of translate into like the idea of relaxation or escape or whatever you kind of feelings you want to invoke. Safety kind of can translate as a person's health, recreation that relates to that person's health. Love and belonging kind of translates as companionship while you're traveling or while you are using these hospitality services, and also social interaction while you're traveling. Esteem is kind of that idea of social recognition or prestige. So a lot of times when you travel, in a specific way, you can kind of have that prestige. And then self-actualization is the idea of kind of self-discovery when you travel and that satisfaction of inner desires that you have when you travel. So to answer the question, I kind of use these 5 check marks to go through it. So when I looked at advertisements, I looked at factors that were used to attract customer attention. I looked at whether or not these factors were effective. I tried to look at it at Maslow's hierarchy of needs and relate it back to that for those personal factors. And then I also looked at the interpersonal factors that played a role. And then I also gave a couple examples of bad advertisements, and I'll talk about how they could maybe improve. So the first advertisement I have is from the Westin, and what I really liked about this ad was that it kind of played on that idea that we are so reliant on our cell phones and on social media. So it says the best way to recharge is to unplug. So it really wants you to relax, it wants you to get outside. So it's effective in that sense. It's kind of playing off the need for the physiological need and your safety need, the health stuff, and yeah, I just thought it was really effective in that sense. This ad is obviously a little bit more geared towards men. It's from the American Club. You know, it's a man who's fishing in a tuxedo with golf in the background, beer at his beck and call, and a woman in the background on a chaise. So it's got that prestige, that kind of social status that might come with all those things. And then it also shows that kind of recreation aspect. So I think this would be a successful advertisement to many men because of these reasons. So this advertisement is from Sofitel, which is a luxury hotel brand. The picture is actually of what they do. So they do these apps now where you can basically do an online guest book or review, and from there you can then share it with your Facebook followers, which is kind of all word of mouth and a reference group. It's I would probably call it a secondary reference group. It could maybe be a primary as well, since you're sharing it to friends and family. So this is, I think, an effective advertisement because, you know, it does kind of make you want to experience this place because this person had an amazing time there and they loved the place. This is from an article in the New York Times called "Customers Do the Selling for Tourism Firms," and there was a quote from the article I really liked that said, "Stories are the currency of conversation," which it's really true. If you're having a conversation, you're going to tell each other stories, and those might include some sort of hospitality or travel service you purchased that you really liked, and you'll tell that person about it, and then that might encourage them to go do it as well. So this advertisement is from Hilton. I really like them because, you know, the pictures are, you know, really great to start with, and then they use really kind of succinct wording. So, you know, you got your top right that says "Go refresh, go Cabo." It kind of invokes that sense of relaxation, of refreshing vacation, ocean, stuff like that. Bottom left picture says "Go spicy, go foodie, go Mexico." You smell those smells, you taste that food. And then bottom right is going to be, it says "Go local, go inspired, go Prague." It kind of, it just makes you think of all the beautiful buildings in Prague and, you know, how inspired you could be while you're there. And then the top left picture says "Stay Hilton, go chill." So that idea of relaxation again. So I think this is a very effective advertising campaign. This is an advertisement for Visit Australia. I thought this was really effective because it kind of hits on that finding yourself, self-discovery aspect. This little blurb also makes you want to kind of experience the culture of Australia, and then the hot air balloon kind of invokes that desire the desire for adventure and, you know, getting out and doing that kind of stuff. This is an advertisement for Emirates Airlines. It says, "Tomorrow brings us all closer. to new people, new ideas, and new states of mind. Here's to reaching all the places we've never been. So, this is social interaction, meeting new people. Reaching all the places we've never been is kind of like new cultures, new experiences. There's a link to a YouTube video with Jennifer Aniston. It's her commercial she does for Emirates Airline. It's really great. I would definitely recommend viewing it, but basically it's kind of hits on that aspirational aspect of those reference groups. So aspirational reference groups are, celebrities or people you admire and you wanting to kind of be like them and travel the way they travel and stuff like that. So it really plays on that. This is an ad that kind of when you first look at it, it's simple. The focus is on the text. You can see the picture, but the text is obviously in the way. So when you first kind of look at it, it's not so attention grabbing. Obviously the words are, but the words say it's just Oregon, no big deal. A very humble words, and then the slogan as well, we like it here, you might too, is very humble, but they're underselling on purpose according to an article that I found about Oregon's new advertising campaign. They're playing on how the people of Oregon are, that the people of Oregon are very humble. So it's kind of cool because it almost already immerses you in that culture. They're humble. This is simple like them. Simple, humble. It's Oregon. No big deal. So I thought that was really cool. And it is a pleasing advertisement in a design sense as well. So these are two ineffective advertisements, in my opinion. The one on the left is for Visit India, which you wouldn't know because it says Scotland awaits. So you would know, but it would not be until you read the really small letters. So I thought this was really ineffective. The picture is obviously very beautiful, but I would not write Scotland awaits. I would try to figure out some sort of slogan or something that is unique to India, because that just automatically makes you think of Scotland, and that's where your mind goes, and you don't even know it's India until you read those little tiny words. So I thought that was really ineffective, especially for someone who is maybe just glancing through a magazine or clicking on an online article or anything. I feel like they would automatically assume that it was Scotland, so that didn't feel very effective to me. And then the one on the right is for PST Travel, and it says forget about work for a while, and as you can see, it's like a fire, and to me it's kind of like saying that like firefighters should take a break from their job, and obviously that's not good, and I think it kind of promotes like, not laziness, but it promotes just, I don't think it promotes good things, so I didn't think it was very effective, and it doesn't make you want to it doesn't make you want to forget about work. It kind of stresses you out, and I really didn't think it was effective. So then this is kind of shows the benefits of effective travel advertising. It's North Dakota's campaign, Visit North Dakota, and their slogan is mapped but not tamed, which kind of already is kind of adventurous, and the picture is obviously very beautiful. But at the bottom it says effective tourism advertising campaigns can build positive feelings toward a travel experience and inspire travel. This was from an article that I read about how travel advertising can be effective and just overall benefit the destination. So all of these things in the graph on the right kind of show how after this tourism campaign, the perception of North Dakota became much more positive, and that's all because of this North Dakota advertisement. So I thought that was really interesting, and shows how beneficial effective travel advertising can be. So these are my references. I talked about these 3 articles that were really helpful, and I hope that you learned something, and thanks for watching.